Would you like to learn which 20 winning altcoins that are hugely undervalued have the potential to 50, 100 or even 1000x in the ultimate alt season 2025? I'm going to be ranking multi-narrative coins for their multiplier potential in 2025 from GOAT tier 1000x to dogsh minus 10x. The crypto market is showing signs of recovery from a weak August and a poor 2025. But I believe the most violent uptrend is loading for alt season in 2025. My name's Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x gems. I have found the best multipliers in every crypto category. Meme coins, layer ones, DeFi, gaming, launchpads, and AI. So if you love content like this, make sure you smash a like on this video. If we get to 5,000 likes, I will be giving 3 people in the comments $1,000 of any of the coins in this list. And make sure you subscribe. And if you subscribe, leave me a comment to say, I have subscribed and I want these tokens so I know who to give it to. Right now, until the end of the bull market, I believe the strongest category will be meme coins. Meme coins are able to capture the largest relevance because any trending topic can be made into a meme coin. Like for instance, this meme coin, Irina, which is a lady who was stabbed in a hate crime in the US. This has gone up to a $10 million market cap. But having said that, I do not believe meme coins are going to be the only narrative that does incredibly well in alt season. We have not had an altcoin year since 2021. The first time this happened was in 2017, then in 2020 and 2021, and ever since then, there has not been an altcoin year. And I believe we are building up to what we had in 2021. Now, Elio Trades and Alex Becker believe that we are likely to see a gaming season and that the bottom is in for gaming. And with a very high likelihood of rate cuts coming in September, this could be the sweet spot for picking multi-narrative coins whilst they are at their bottom. So what altcoins you can pick up today could be providing the biggest ROI. The first coin I've got for you is the official Trump. Now this exploded into being one of the top meme coins of the entire category back in January, where this went to actually $80. Now this has lost 10x. Now, Donald Trump is arguably the most influential figure, not only in cryptocurrency, but the world. This cryptocurrency is likely to go back to its all-time high just simply on the strength that Donald Trump will no doubt feature heavily in the pumping of cryptocurrency. So I believe that Trump coin has got a chance of doing a 10x or near a 10x. SPX 6900 is the second coin, and this one has done an insane run in the last year. A year ago that this went from being worth $10 million and then eventually went up to being over $2 billion. Now SPX 6900 is a satirical take on the stock market index SPX 500. Investing in the SPX 6900 is likely to yield way better results for millennials and the younger generation to make money investing. So if you invest in SPX 500 assets, you are unlikely to make any insane gains. Maybe you'll outperform banks and interest rates, but that's about it. So SPX has had an insane run. It is backed by one of the biggest meme influencers in the space, and it is his main coin. He believes this is going to be the first $1 trillion meme coin. And in doing so, that would make it a 1000x from here. Do I think SPX 6900 has a chance of being a $1 trillion coin in this market? No. But I do think that having dipped so dramatically from $2.30, that has given this slightly better odds of making good multipliers. I would say at the upper end, this could achieve 20, maybe 30x, just simply on the basis that this is now going to be going on Coinbase and it's going to be available to way more retail investors. GigaChad is one of the lifestyle brands in cryptocurrencies, but GigaChad is more than just physical appearance. GigaChad is also about, being a Chad in cryptocurrency, making those high-risk investments and making supreme multipliers. And what they have made out of GigaChad is a brand. Earlier in this bull market, this had an insane pump to near $1 billion. And that was having been around $10 million in June last year. Now it has come all the way back down to $100 million. And I think one of the big reasons is because Murad has kind of dropped this in favor of SPX. Having said that, being a much lower market cap, and the fact Murad is still pushing this, I think this can do 10 to 20x. At absolute best, this could go into the great category. AU79. AU79 is meant to be a bit of a play on SPX 6900, where you are essentially investing in a digital version of gold. Okay, so what they have done with their website is they are looking to create a movement that flips the gold market. Now, one of the reasons why this has really pumped in the last few days is because of the fact where gold is right now. So gold right now is at an all-time high. And this is what's bolstered the interest in AU79. And I saw this as a direct competitor to DJI 6930, and I didn't really like it. I still don't really like it. They're trying to create some form of movement behind flipping the gold market. I think on a long-term basis, I think this has the potential to go up to a 10x. I think the likelihood is this is more going to do a kind of 3x. And the reason I say that is because if you have a look at the content that they produce, it's just not a movement, okay? They are using ChatGPT to do their artwork, and it's just rubbish. To me, it is a poorly executed coin on a pretty strong narrative, which is gold because gold is doing well. Next up, we have got Doge. Now, Doge, I believe, is one of the strongest movements in cryptocurrency at a market cap of this level. So what DJI 6930 is looking to do is they are looking to flip the Dow Jones in a very similar way that SPX 6900 is looking to flip the XPX 500. The only difference is that I believe the execution of Doge is unbelievably high quality. I mean, what they have got at the forefront of their brand is a dog mascot and a Shiba Inu based mascot that is easily distinguishable from all of the other Shiba Inus like Doge, Shib, Flocky, Dog with Hat, Bonk. This is one that looks different, and this is one that has a more aggressive and assertive appearance. Very in keeping with Wall Street. Okay, so what I believe is that over this alt season is that Wall Street are going to get heavily into cryptos. At this point, Wall Street are looking for assets to be on the blockchain. Okay, so that is showing you Wall Street's level of involvement in cryptocurrency. So I believe that when they see the ticker of DJI, which is very recognizable for the industry that they're in, they are also going to have a look at the look and feel of the brand. And you can see it's a very, very strong icon. An icon looking to disrupt traditional finance. So with Doge, you have got a traditional finance friendly meme coin dog mascot cryptocurrency. So to me, this is a super meme coin. And with Doge, you only have to look at the incredible artwork, videos, and content that they are making. It is very movement orientated. This is a very serious movement looking to flip the Dow Jones. Now, the Dow Jones, unlike the SPX, is the #1 stock index on Wall Street. So you only have to look at the artwork, you only have to look and see how the community are making this a movement. You only have to look at various community members' posts. This is a movement. They have got a very loyal and staunch community of investors that are looking to help this succeed and flip the Dow. The artwork is brilliant. They make a lot of noise all over the internet. And at this point, it's only a 10.2 million market cap, having gotten to a height of $87 million. And they achieved this outside of alt season. They achieved this back in July, where there was no alt season at all. And the other encouraging thing to look at is when you look at the holders of DJI 6930, they've got nearly 16,000 hodlers. They have not lost any of their community. And if you have a look, the MEXC is the 7th largest wallet with over $104,000 worth of Doge. And that's showing their commitment to this, their commitment to listing this as an asset to many people that are going to be coming into cryptocurrency. MEXC is one of the most user-friendly exchanges for retail investors. And the fact that MEXC have taken such a large position of this, owning over 1% of the asset, shows you that this is a serious cryptocurrency, that one of the tier 1 exchanges actually really likes it and believes in it. So I believe this is a strong movement, the first ever super meme coin, because this is a movement and a dog mascot and has a very committed, evangelical and obsessed community. So as a result of that, I believe, especially seeing how SPX 6900 has done, getting to well over 2 billion, that I think that Doge has got the opportunity from here, from a mere 10 million market cap, to do a 1000x. This is a GOAT tier cryptocurrency. Next up, we have got one of the most exciting mascot cryptocurrencies that, in my opinion, has ever been produced. And not only that, this is a $1 million market cap. This is so tiny. The upside potential for this is absolutely huge. Kitecoin was launched as a direct rival to Dogecoin back in 2013. So if we have a look back on the Bitcoin Talk forum, you can see Kitecoin was launched with the ticker meow, which is absolutely perfect. So Kite is spelt the way that it is because Doge is a play on dog and Kite is a play on kitten or cat, with the meow, which is the ultimate way cat communicates, whether it's to human, other cats or animals. So I believe that this is one of the strongest potential cat coins. Now, why I believe Kite has such incredible potential is because firstly, it's a mascot coin. And mascot meme coins are the best performers in cryptocurrency. So look, Doge hit 91 billion. And you can see most of these mascots, so they are differing in what they are. So we've got dog, frog, penguin, cat. And they've all gone on to well over the billions. Now, if we have a look at cat mascots in particular, you can see that the 4 main cat mascots have all gone over 1 billion. Now, none of these mascots have got the lore, the history or origins of Kite. So Kite was the first ever cat meme coin. All of these are kind of degen communities. They are not user friendly for the end user. So any cat lovers coming into cryptocurrency, they've got to understand all sorts of different degen terminology to understand Popcat, which is a schizo coin anyway. You know, Toshi, this is a specific base meme coin cat. Whereas something like Kite is very general. It's got much more commercial appeal. And it's on Solana, so ultimately it's incredibly cheap to buy. You know, when the retail masses come in, you've got to understand how they're going to buy. If they are to buy on decentralized exchanges, they are going to be doing it on Solana chain, because doing it on Ethereum or doing it on Base is much harder. And that's what you'd be doing to get into any of these. However, to get into Kite, it's on Solana, it's insanely cheap. So I think that this is the absolute perfect position for Kite to be in. Now, in terms of narrative, first ever cat meme coin from 2013. And this is so early. 1 million market cap. The website hasn't been launched yet. It's pre-critical mass. All of these have experienced some form of altcoin season. These were all around in December 2024 when we had the last altcoin season. That's why all of these went over billions of dollars in market cap. But this one hasn't achieved any form of critical mass. It's not been around during any form of altcoin season, but we are presently in a state where we are about to go into an altcoin season. So from 1 million, the upside potential is absolutely huge. And again, this is a movement also, because this came out at the same time as Doge. Now, what happened to Kite at the time that it came out at the same time as Doge is that the Doge cabal suppressed Kite and destroyed this coin. So this is a movement of cats versus dogs. Dogs won back in 2013. And Doge ended up being, the biggest, and is still today, the biggest meme coin and mascot meme coin that exists. But think about where Kite could have been if it hadn't been suppressed by the Doge cabal. This one could have been in the billions, not tens of billions. And right now it's at 1 million. So I think that the meme coin super cycle is likely to host a cat cycle. Previously, we've had mainly dogs. This time, I believe it's going to be cats. And I also think that when all of these coins do well, they are larger cats. When they go up even half an X, then the likelihood is that Kite is likely to go up about 5X. The more these go up, the more the osmosis is going to make Kite come up. And at this point, and I don't know how it's ended up being $1 million, but I think that this one could easily go into the hundreds of millions. And at this point, anybody who goes to the website is greeted with the history of what Kitecoin was, which was a proof of work coin exactly like Doge. Like, this was really going to be the next Doge. You can see the early characteristics of Kitecoin. You have to make me Kitecoin. I has much to give, but that Doge is getting my attentions. So basically, what this post is saying is all the attention is going to Doge. And this cat coin has so much to give, right? And you can see the personality of this cat talking. Now, what I understand from talking to the team is that the original founder is really loving this. And at this point, they have not got a website, right? But that is coming. And if you have a look on their Twitter, these guys are very, very active. The Kitecoin community are always posting. These guys have got tweets going on galore. And I can only say from this point onwards, this has got insane upside potential. So being realistic, I believe Meow has 1000x plus potential to go to $1 billion, just like all the others did, because it's got such a great story. And it's so early in its life cycle, and there's still so much to do. Like, you are getting in before the journey. And that's why I believe this has got insane upside potential. The next coin I've got for you is Bitty. Now, this is a $12.7 million cryptocurrency. But if I type in Bitty, there are many, many Bitties. And most of these Bitties, from when they were created, 1 year ago, 1 year, 1 month ago, 3 months ago, this current Bitty was created less than 2 months ago. So this is competing with a ton of other Bitties. These guys don't really have any value proposition because they aren't the OG Bitty they make themselves out to be, as you can see from the date of which they were created. And I believe that these guys have just used all their firepower at the wrong time. And now it's gotten tired and boring. And I believe that this is going to do a minus 10x. ADAC is a very interesting meme coin. So where we have got SPX 6900 as a way of flipping the SPX 500, DJI 6930 is a way of flipping the Dow Jones, ADAC is a way of flipping the NASDAQ. Okay, so what they have done is they have combined AS, which is a very shock value keyword, with the NASDAQ. And I think this is actually very clever. This has gotten up to near $10 million market cap, and now is 3.6 million. So I really like this because, they have really cleverly incorporated the imagery of AS with the NASDAQ. So it's kind of a sexy traditional finance cryptocurrency. I like this. I think this has got some really good upside potential, and they have got a very committed community as well. They've got over 4,000 followers. They are regularly and actively posting on Twitter, and you can see these are attractive posts too. They've made this very visually appealing. They've made this a sexy traditional finance instrument, and it's just pretty cool. It's a very clever name, I think, also. And the market cap is very investable too. Now, where I think ADAC falls short is it's not a movement cryptocurrency. So Doge and SPX 6900 are very much movement based. They're serious. They've got really committed evangelists that work as free labor to push the price up, making artwork, making videos, making GIFs. ADAC don't have that level of commitment, but I think it's a clever name. Saying you've got ADAC in your portfolio actually sounds pretty cool, instead of NASDAQ, which is very boring and very traditional. So I believe that ADAC has definitely got 20x potential. It could even, based on the success of SPX, which I think is going to go to multiple tens of billions, and Doge, which I think is going to also go into the billions, I think that will, via osmosis, bring up ADAC. And I think this has got a potential to do a 50x. Momo, I think, was a very clever idea. This was intended to be the first female Shiba Inu. So whereas you've got Bonk, Shib, Dog with Hat, Flocky, or as what seem like anyway, either male or unidentifiable sex, you have got Momo as a female. And as far as I know it, there is no other female Shiba Inu. So I think it's got a great name, Momo, 4 letters, and it's kind of repetition, and it just flows off the tongue nicely. The website, the branding is excellent. They've even got, certain amount of lifestyle branding here as well. And the community behind it, they do seem like they are very committed. Like, I'm regularly seeing on other YouTubers' comments that people are saying Momo, Momo. So clearly, they have got a very active community. Having said that, I do think this is slightly struggling. Once upon a time, this was a $47 million market cap, and now it's $2 million. So I think that just purely on the strength of the branding, this could do well. In the bull market, if you have got dog owners that have female dogs, this is for them. If they've got female dogs, but, dog with hat, Flocky, Shib, they're all kind of, seem like male characters, Momo sticks out. So I could see this doing very, very well with the retail market coming in. As a result of that, I could foresee Momo doing a 20x, maybe even up to a 30 or 40x. For now, I'm going to put them in here, but there is plenty of potential as long as there is good execution of this coin. Next, we're going to talk about AI cryptocurrencies. Now, you'll know I'm in NEAR protocol, which is a big ICP layer 1, and ICP is about the same level. Okay, this is a $2.6 billion cryptocurrency, so don't expect any huge multipliers. But having said that, there is potential for ICP to do a fantastic multiplier. At the end of last year, this went to $21. Okay, and it has since come down 4x. And when it was at $21, I actually thought it was a good buy then. I thought this had potential to go up to potentially $100. Now, where this got to once upon a time was $700. Now, I don't believe this is going to go as high as that. But what I would say with ICP is that their community are very much kind of like the XRP community. Okay, like the XRP army, the ICP army are very vocal. And I believe that Internet Computer is going to do well in altcoin season because this one has been super suppressed for such a long time. And I believe big YouTubers are going to talk about it at the right time. And I think at $4.87, I think it's a very, very low market cap for a project of this magnitude. And these guys, they're one of the fastest blockchains. This is like in the top 5 fastest blockchains at 300,000 transactions per second, which is up there with Sui. It's faster than Sui, it's faster than Solana, and yet this is kind of 40x less than Solana. Now, these guys are badging themselves more as an AI layer 1 than anything else. And one of their big killer dApps that's coming very soon is Caffeine AI. Now, by having ICP, you will be able to use Caffeine AI. And Caffeine AI allows you to create the decentralized internet. So what ICP is all about is they are looking to create the first decentralized Web3. The first fully decentralized internet where you do not have any kind of controls on any of the websites within their ecosystem. So these guys are going to be the most censorship resistant infrastructures out there, right? And Caffeine AI will give people the ability to create any business they like. So think about Pump.Fun. With Pump.Fun, you can create any meme coin, but you need to create, the Twitter, the website, and everything, right? With Caffeine AI, you give a simple prompt, and literally, in less than a minute, you have a full website that is hosted on the Internet Computer Protocol, right? So this is a website people can view, and people can pay for goods, and all sorts. So they are looking to create the first decentralized internet, and with ease with Caffeine AI. And that's why I believe Internet Computer has got the potential to do a 20x this run. Next up, we have got Lear AI. Now, Lear AI is looking to be one of the first sentient video-based AI agents. Okay, so what Lear can do is she can create videos for Instagram, for YouTube, for Facebook, for Twitter, for all social media. She can create short form videos where she talks about any subject. Basically, she is completely data led. All right. So just like ChatGPT, You can ask her anything and she will have an answer. And having that knowledge allows her to make videos on all sorts of viral subjects, therefore giving her the ability to be the first ever viral influencer. So if you want to talk to Leah right now, you just go to the website and you can either text chat her, or if you click on the microphone, you can talk to her. You can literally ask her anything. You can ask her about any coin, ask her about world events, and she will give you an analysis. Now, she has actually got personality, all right? So she is quite a sassy personality. So it feels like you are talking to a human being. And I think that this is where AI is going, and I think this is the most impressive thing about AI. Now, over the course of time, Leah is going to have way more functionality. You know, there's quite a detailed roadmap of where she is going. You know, she is going to be live streaming. And the more tokens you have, the more you'll be able to get out of her. And she is always going to be improving in terms of conversational quality. Okay, and she will be able to do trading for you. She'll be able to buy and sell and be able to actually, recommend to a certain extent what you should buy and when you should sell it. Once upon a time, she was at 26 million. She has gone right down, and the reason why is simply because there's not been an altcoin season since December, which is when she last pumped. But I believe that if there is going to be an AI narrative, then the most impressive projects are what new retail investors are going to be fascinated by. So think about it. Think about the top of the cycle. Think about when YouTubers are getting hundreds of thousands of views, where right now they're maybe getting 10,000 views, right? They are going to be attracting retail investors looking for exciting projects. And when anybody sees Leah, immediately they can see that she is an impressive AI agent. Like, she has got the wow factor. So think about it. When the euphoria stage kicks in, I think that this 26 million previous all-time high is going to be decimated. Therefore, I believe Leah has got the potential from here to do a 100x. Colin is kind of the exact same type of AI agent. You know, she is a AI swarm. So with Colin, you have got access to not only her and her kind of crypto analysis, but also you have got access to adult AI agents like Sakura, for instance, which kind of does dirty talk. And again, just like Leah, has got that kind of wow factor. And Colin, at this point, is at her lowest ever market cap. And she did previously get to 40 million. Which would be about 38x from here. She got to 38 million without a lot of the functionality she has today, without Sakura, okay? So you can talk to Colin right now, you can talk to Sakura right now, and these guys are going to be video AI agents too. And it's just going to be super impressive. Like, just think about it. During, the peak of alt season, maybe the peak of, like, the AI part of the altcoin season, talking about something like Colin, it's just going to blow people's minds completely. It is separate to Leah. Like, they have got different attributes, analyze different things. So they can coexist and get to the similar market caps without overlapping on each other. And I am just absolutely astonished. Something like Colin is a $1 million market cap. In AI season, I see this as being way more attractive than the likes of Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. That stuff is just junk. Render and all of that. None of them have that wow factor, that ability to kind of inspire and wow the masses. Whereas this does, and you can see it visually as well. And the team is still very active on Colin. Colin is still a very autonomous AI agent. She is responding to other influencers on X. And I think she's got 100x potential, even more than that. Aria is another impressive AI agent. So what Aria is she is a AI-based Twitch streamer. So you can actually watch her streaming with you as an AI companion. All right. So what you tend to see when you go on Twitch is you can either just talk to her, and then you've got this kind of interface where, it's her in her bedroom, and you've got, yourself in the top corner talking to her. And you can make very viral videos with Aria. She's going to be autonomous. You're going to be able to talk with her. But not only that, but she's also a gaming companion as well. So if you are on Twitch playing Call of Duty or Fortnite or one of those viral games that people go on Twitch to watch, you can have her there as a kind of sexy companion. All right. And she can respond to the chat as well. So not only does she respond to you as you're streaming and talking online, but also she can talk to the chat, interact with the chat, interact with any questions they've got as well. And I believe that over time, actually, Aria is going to be a model for other autonomous Twitch streaming agents, okay? So she's going to be more like Virtual's protocol than like Leo or Colin. So she'll have, obviously, the Twitch streaming element, but she's also going to provide an ability to be able to create virtual humans, okay? And, these guys, they are active, okay? They are constantly tweeting. If you go on any of Aria's streams, there's always a load of traffic. Like, she has definitely got the wow factor. How she has been designed is very fluent. Like, it works in 4K. Like, look at how she talks. And this has got very viral potential. And the thing is that Aria at this point is 781k market cap. Like, it just does not seem like it's real that she's available at that market cap. Like, if you go to Aria's page, you can see there are loads of videos on here, right? Now, at this point, AI has kind of died a death. Aria previously went to about 5 million market cap, and now she is sitting at well under 1 million. And I think this has just got insane upside potential. I mean, that market cap is just ridiculous for the functionality that she has and will have in the future. I think that Aria, under 1 million market cap, when you consider the crap that is out there at like 13 million, like Bitty, and like this is like 15x less, right? I think this has got 100x potential, potentially even more than that if they can really execute. The next AI coin I've got for you is a real undiscovered gem, and this is called Mist. Now, Mist at this point is a mere 127k market cap. And Mist is an AI-based privacy cryptocurrency infrastructure. Okay, so what they allow you to do is make private transactions. Okay, so AI-powered platform ensures security and anonymity, allowing you to trade with complete confidence. Okay, so they have got a privacy dex and an aggregator. Okay, so that allows you to have private transactions and private token selling, so none of your trading activity is visible on the blockchain. They have just launched their mixer. Now, mixing is the process that allows for your transactions to be completely private. Okay, so they got a working product. Now, these guys have been around for quite a while. I've been following this project for ages. Look, they have been on Twitter since June 2024. Okay, and you can see the difference because 0x0 is one of Alex Becker's, kind of big shouts, and Mist does the exact same thing. Now, 0x0, okay, yes, it's not a huge market cap. At this point, it's 15 million. It's kind of reached a high of about 48 million. All right, so this hasn't exactly set the world on fire and gone to the billions, but I would say that during the bull market, you are likely to see Alex Becker talking about this a lot. And, it's a much higher market cap. It's 100x more expensive at this point than Mist. Mist is only 127k. Like, if it did a 100x, it would be where 0x0 is right now. And like I said, the functionality that its competitors have, Mist has. And it actually has more functionality than a lot of the cryptocurrencies in its field. And I believe Mist has over 100x potential. Okay, all they need to do is just keep on providing a working product and they will be spoken about. Now we're going to talk about games. And the first game I've got for you is Guns or Off the Grid. Now, Off the Grid was intended to be the biggest crypto game by an absolute mile. These guys spent millions on the production of Off the Grid. And Off the Grid very much plays like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and all of those very high quality first-person and third-person shooters. Now, I got a chance to get into this at the kind of private sale, which was a fully diluted value of 200 million, and I thought I had missed the chance. However, when this came out, it came out in April, which was a point in time where there was absolutely no altcoin season, and particularly for gaming. Like, there has not been a gaming season since the beginning of 2024. So as a result of that, this came out and completely flopped. I believe this is one of the best opportunities for gaming cryptocurrencies, because if there is going to be a big gaming season, I really see no better project. Like, this is basically the kind of fetch AI, the singularity, the render of the gaming ecosystem, right? And at this point, a 25 million market cap, like, this is just completely bled dry. And when it came out, I thought I thought this was already a very small market cap. But the fact that it has just gone down even more to basically its private sale price of 4 years ago. And this is an Avalanche game, so it's likely to be fast and cheap. Okay, so Avalanche is really the blockchain for gaming moving forward. Okay, but I mean, you know, these guys spent literally so much money on producing the music, the gameplay. The quality of it is astronomical for cryptocurrency. You know, basically, this was looking to be that first ever mainstream adoption crypto game. And I mean, it just hasn't happened in terms of the adoption of it, because there's just not been a crypto gaming season for so long. But I mean, you can see in what, you know, Alex Becker says, where he says 37% of people just don't see gaming coming, and Off the Grid has countless NFTs selling for thousands. Gaming is the sleeping monster. All right, so I actually do think this is one of the most undervalued gaming projects. Like, if there was a gaming season, this one's gonna explode. It's gonna rip to the upside. I realistically think this has got 50x potential, you know, maybe even more, because this is the private sale price. Like, literally, not many people who are influencers as well, or these kind of venture capitalists that got involved in it, got it for much cheaper than it is right now. And that's probably why it's sold off to its kind of rock bottom price, because, you know, people who got in as VCs probably have sold their profits, and it's come back to the kind of VC starting price. So I would not be surprised if instead of 50 to 100x, if there's a violent gaming season, this one could absolutely rip. Now, if Off the Grid has insane potential, so does Shrapnel. Shrapnel predates Off the Grid as a first-person shooter on Avalanche that is insanely high quality. They have got, you know, FaZe, who is a big Call of Duty Fortnite player, who is one of their evangelists, okay? And this is now 5 million market cap. You know, like, this once was a 50-cent cryptocurrency, and it's basically, you know, 200x down. You know, in terms of market cap, you know, in 2024, this was 166 million market cap. And that means that was at a price of about 30 cents. Okay, so this, you know, was nearly double that. Must have been about 300 million market cap, and is now 5 million. And again, the big reason why is because there has not been a gaming season for a long, long time. But actually, you know, what you can see with Shrapnel is, you know, these guys are still building an incredibly high quality game. Still posting. All right? So, you know, this is a game that could absolutely explode in a gaming altcoin season. And, you know, right now you are picking it 200x less than a lot of the people that bought at the top. If there is an insane gaming season, this one could definitely 100x from here. Synverse is a game project I think has unbelievable potential in a gaming crypto bull market. Why? Well, A, because the market cap is under 1 million at this point, and B, because this is essentially crypto GTA. Okay, so what you've got is a story mode and a free roam based crypto mafia based game. Okay, so you can be, you know, part of a kind of faction, or you can, you know, have your own empire. All right, you can actually run an empire. And the gameplay is fantastic. Look, it looks basically just like GTA. Okay, so why I saw this as having insane upside potential earlier on is because of the launch of GTA 6. Now, GTA 6 is going to be coming out next year. And if you wanted to invest in something that is essentially the crypto GTA 6, Synverse is it. And, you know, these guys, again, they are very, very active. If you go on their Twitter, they are always posting. You know, over years, you know, these guys have been out since 2020 or so. And over years, these guys have just never stopped. They've kept developing the game. They keep on adding more to the game. So if you think about GTA, if you play GTA 5 on the PlayStation, then you will know that is constantly being updated, okay, with more missions, more kind of quests, right? And that's basically what the guys at Synverse are doing. They are constantly, continually bringing out more. And this is also a kind of metaverse play as well, because what you've got is crypto projects actually have their own stores here. I've got my own store in the Synverse. So this is basically like Decentraland, and Decentraland went into the billions in the last metaverse season. And I just think this one, I think the upside potential of this is just so ginormous. I mean, think about it. This is 0.001, and the previous kind of all-time high of this in 2021 was like near 70 cents. 70 cents! This is like 700x down. 700x down. This one could explode bigly in a gaming season, like huge. This one could 100x. I really like Synverse. I've invested big in Synverse during these lows because I think if a gaming season hits, this one could make me insane money. And I mean, I remember the last gaming season, if you got into something under 1 million, you could have made a 200x overnight pretty much. And I think Synverse has got that potential for sure. Star Heroes, just like Shrapnel, Off the Grid and Synverse, has suffered from there being absolutely no bull market. Now this one has been as high as $1.35. Where it is now is less than a third of a cent. Wow, this is like, again, 200 or more x down from its all-time high. This is now 639k market cap. And what Star Heroes is a space-based crypto game, just like Star Fox, just like Star Wars TIE Fighter or the Star Wars series. Star Heroes is basically the crypto Star Wars. Right? And at this point, this market cap is just so ridiculously low. I'm going to load up more at this level. On the off chance that there is a gaming season. Now, this is an Arbitrum asset. So, it's lacking in relevance a bit because kind of second place to base, being a kind of Ethereum layer 2 chain. So, as a result of that, that's lost a lot of relevance. But just think about it. Once upon a time, this market cap was just ginormous. And, I think this one has got so much upside potential. And again, these guys have never given up. They keep on adding more. The graphics of this, look, the graphics are unbelievable. It absolutely kicks ass on Star Atlas and Illuvium as well. And those are in the millions. And then you've got this awesome game. The quality of it, it's like something out of Star Wars, if you look at it. And again, if you have a look at their Twitter, these guys they're still active after all this time, despite there being no gaming season for the longest time. And these guys are still providing updates, still improving the game. Once there is an altcoin season, this one is going to absolutely rocket. And I genuinely think at 600k market cap, it's got 100 potential, maybe even 1000x. I'm going to put it in 100. But I really think this has got all the potential to do insanely well. WAZ Studios is a games developer, so just like Gala, right, or like Nakamoto Games, which went into the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in market cap. Now, WAZ Studios has like 6 or 7 games under their umbrella, okay? So, these guys are still, again, just like Star Heroes, just like Shrapnel, they're still active. And look, they've got some very user-friendly, easy-to-play games. Okay, so they've got this card drifting game. You just saw that they kind of had a scrolling game as well. They've got a first-person shooter. Like, these are games, and they've got a beat-em-up as well. So they've got a ton of games for the retail market to play that are very easy to comprehend and easily recognizable games. Okay, so these games that you see right in front of you are games that everybody plays. And look at this first-person shooter. Again, it's like Off the Grid. So, these guys have got more spread in terms of the narratives in gaming. They've got beat 'em up, they've got cars, they've got first-person shooter, they've got tappy-tap endless scroller games as well. And at this point, one of their biggest competitors, which is Gala, this is presently 772 million. Like, come on! Like, and this is Gala having gone down so much as well. If we have a look at its former market cap, this was the $10 billion. 10 billion versus a cryptocurrency that is 238,000. I mean, come on. and it's got no trading volume because there's just no narrative. But you know, these guys are very, very active. Like, I would say this is just completely unjustified. Yeah, their last video was like yesterday. It's completely unjustified. They've gone down so much. But it just shows you that when there's a gaming season, oh man, you know, this one will rocket to about 30 million. You know, and that, from where it is right now, you know, 238, 2 million, 20 million. For a 200k market cap, I just think this could 100x. If there's a violent gaming season, this is gone. This is going to absolutely explode and rip. Now I'm going to cover RWA cryptocurrencies, and my favorite RWA is actually Housecoin. So Housecoin is basically a symbiosis of RWA and meme coin. Okay, so it makes it fun to hold this coin. Most RWA cryptocurrencies are tokenization platforms, which for the average retail investor, they'll just be completely lost as to what that is. Okay, so with Housecoin, the whole purpose of Housecoin is to invest in Housecoin, and then you'll be able to own a house. So you'll be able to go on the property ladder. Now, just like the XRP army, where it's like, oh, one XRP will be $589, this is the exact same thing. You're like holding for a financial goal, right? You're holding this so that you actually can get on the property ladder. Now, these days, millennials, Gen Z, the younger generation, they will never be able to buy a house outright. They'll be on the renting market forever. Okay, like it says here, real estate is a scam, rising costs, 7% mortgage rates, property taxes, repairs. It is a Ponzi scheme. It really is. And as a property owner, I can tell you that is, right? So what this is basically a way of getting you to own a house through Housecoin. They're already on a ton of exchanges. And I mean, this cryptocurrency went up to a monster market cap. Yeah, this went up to, what, 120 million market cap. It's at 13 million now. Now, during altcoin season, RWA season, now, RWA is a very strong narrative, okay? And yet it's just got the most ununderstandable cryptocurrencies. But just think about it. You know, when it comes to altcoin season, new retail coming in, they're going to be like, what RWA can I get, right? What's going to be more simple to explain than Housecoin? And Housecoin just makes it fun. It just makes it fun for the average person to just come in here and just kind of get involved in it. You know, these guys look as if they have, you know, made this more of a movement than they were before. Before they had like just some, you know, kind of fun things that you could do. Now, this is kind of like almost like the SPX for the housing market. I think this is just a marvelous cryptocurrency, very fun, but at the same time makes a good point, you know, of being able to own a house. And the thing is that this has gone down, you know, a whole 10x from its all-time high. And it's got a ton of holders as well. At 13 million market cap, you know, with the market as it is, with so many coins, it's so saturated, I would love to say that I think this one's got a 100x chance. Back in the past, at 13 million market cap, this would have had a 100x chance. I'm going to say 50x. I think this has got the potential because this is just way more user-friendly. And with RWA and meme coins being such strong narratives, this coin is really in between them both, and I think this has got incredible upside. The last one I've got for you is Limpid. Limpid is an RWA tokenization platform. Now, I actually know the founder of this project, and when I previously covered it, I didn't know who the founder was, but I just thought this was a very interesting project. Now, from what I know, I don't really want to say the project that this guy has come from, but it's one that I covered back in 2017, and that project was a massive success, hundreds of millions in market cap. And now he has gone on to create this one, which is basically a tokenization platform, a way of which you are able to own fractionalized ownership in horses, art, luxury watches, classic cars, real estate, and much, much more. Okay, so, you know, this is a very, very low market cap version of Ondo, and Ondo is in the billions. And this is under $1 million. Like, again, the upside potential for this is just astronomical. If there's an RWA season, just like the gaming cryptocurrency as I was just talking about, this one is going to absolutely explode. And I think this has got all the potential to a 50x. Yeah, and I'm being quite conservative there, because think about it. Ondo is in the billions. When there's an RWA season, that will be probably 10, 20 billion. And think about it, this, at this point, is 700k. All right, think about where this will go to just via osmosis. And there you go. Those are 20 undervalued cryptos across many narratives. I believe we are going to have the up-only phase very soon, a violent bull market, and being in the most major narratives is what's going to make you insane money in this period? What was your favourite out of all the coins I covered? And are there any coins you think I should be covering in these narratives? Let me know in the comments. Till next time, people, I've been the Suppoman. You have been amazing. It is lights out, all out.